Hey, you guys, I want to speak directly to the storytellers today. You know exactly who you are. You are the person who is constantly distracted because there is a protagonist, a fantasy world, a sprawling magic epic trilogy living rent free inside your head right now. You're looking at it. How to Write a Novel That Sells by the legendary Lana McAra. When I received this copy, I felt the weight of 46 successfully published books. That is how many novels Lana has put out into this world. Client books selling over 1 million copies. A lot of people are going to tell you that writing fiction is just a roll of dice. You just write from your heart and hope somebody buys it. Lana has completely shattered that myth for me. She treats your imagination like the high value intellectual property it actually is, showing you that commercial success and artistic brilliance can work hand in hand. What absolutely blew me while I was flipping through these chapters is how deeply she understands the architecture of a great story. This is not generic plotting advice, you guys. She maps out how to create cinematic experience on a flat piece of paper. Lana breaks down exact mechanics of building a character arc that grabs your reader by the throat and it won't let go. She tells you in detail about how to weave a plot that there isn't a single saggy middle or a plot hole left behind, and how to build environments that push the stakes of the story forward. The book is full of worksheets like this that are going to help you plan. And it has assignments. This feels like a treat for someone plotting a fantasy trilogy right now. Yes, I was talking about me. But hey, if you're planning on writing a book, a work of fiction, this book is a gem. Reading this feels like peeping through a curtain of master filmmakers. Lana here teaches you how to write so vividly that your reader completely forgets that they're reading a book and starts living inside your world. But here's a real plot twist to this guide, okay? And it is a concept I circle in my thoughts all the time as a marketing specialist. You cannot treat your marketing like an afterthought. Lana's argument is that the foundation for a best-selling novel is laid before you even type the words chapter 1. She drops insightful bombs that make you go like, "Oh, I've never thought that before." I'll read you something that completely blew me away last night. A note about names. Names should vary in both length and initial letter. Avoid naming two key players with the same initial letter, or they may become confusing to the reader. Never thought about this, did we? A word about transitions. Transitions are challenging. These words form a bridge from one scene to another. They must be varied enough to become invisible, and they have to be so vitally connected to both scenes that they feel natural. Information that is essential but not very interesting can be summarized through exposition. These are thoughts that I will be thinking about very deeply while I write my own book. Lana shows you how to bake your book's unique positioning right into the fabric of the narrative itself, completely eliminating the fear of how am I going to sell this later. So, novelists, fiction writers, listen carefully. When you hold this physical copy, you get access to 14 of her proprietary printable worksheets, planning journals, and the actual sample book proposal that landed her major contracts. I am not kidding. Sample proposal in its entirety. It bridges the gap between being a strategic creative and being a smart strategic author. So, what's the verdict, Summer? What's the Bookmas verdict on Lana McAra's blueprint? How to write a novel that sells. You're staring at a blank screen. You want to write faster without sacrificing an ounce of your creativity, and you are ready to build a legacy with your words. This is your manual. Let me tell you this, writing a novel takes intense courage, but writing a novel that sells takes a system. And this book here is that whole system. Stop keeping your characters a secret from the world. Grab your copy of How to Write a Novel That Sells, unlock that epic story waiting inside of you, and get your manuscript across the finishing line. If you need publishing help, Lana's link is right below. She's a publisher who knows her stuff. Get in touch with Lana, you guys, and get this book. Happy Bookmas, everybody.